everyone, welcome back. This is my review of Parasyte. Fucking Parasyte. Episode 5. God. I really wish I had a pair of earbuds because my head, so I could do a live reaction to this episode, because I've heard people saying how amazing this episode is, how dark it is. I really want to do a live reaction of it, but my headset unfortunately doesn't work that well when I try to do live reactions. It's unfortunately so. I won't be able to do any live reactions sadly until I get a pair of earbuds, because I could just leave nothing in my computer to listen to it with my ears, and then just put it on pause so that the sound doesn't pick up on my tablet here and get copyright strikes. But I don't really want to listen to just watch it. I want to listen to it too, you know what I mean? So yeah, but I really wish I could have done a live reaction to this episode, because if you could have seen my fucking facial expressions, like, okay, first off, I fucking called it. I knew that Shinichi's parents were going to die. Granted, I didn't expect it to be this episode, but I called it in my last review, I believe it was, that his parents were going to die. The death flags were so fucking obvious. And I'm not, don't get me wrong, I'm not downing the series for being obvious, okay? Not at all. But I'm just saying, the death flags were so fucking obvious, I could see it coming, but not quite in this way. I did not think that a fucking parasite would take control of Shinichi's mother. Basically, this was a parasite that earlier in the episode was in this woman at the very beginning of the episode, but ended up forcing the guy she was with to get into a car crash. The woman was killed, and the parasite latched onto the guy's head to basically take control of him completely. And I guess we learned in this episode that if a parasite takes control of a person's head, then they can actually take full control over them. I'm not sure if that was stated before in series or not, but we definitely learn in this episode, at least, when the parasite basically says that since Migi's attached to Shinichi's right hand, he can't take control of Shinichi completely, okay? And once that the parasite's so used to controlling women that he can't control the guy, so he ends up instead finding Shinichi's mother. And I guess fatally wounding Shinichi's father. It's kind of unconfirmed if Shinichi's dad is dead yet. For the time being, I'm just going to go on a limb here and say that Shinichi's dad is probably dead. It is still kind of vague. Like, he was in a phone booth talking to Shinichi on the phone. He said he was going to call the cops and get that monster, and then he kind of collapsed to the ground. So it's kind of implied that he might be dead, but that's still not really confirmation. But for the time being, I'm going to just say that he's dead, and maybe I'll be proven wrong later on. But either way, goddamn, his parents are dead, and his mother is taken over by the parasite. And when his mother confronts him, his reaction to it, first off, it's realistic. Okay, normally I hate it when characters, especially the main characters, are being like whiny bitches, but his expression there is actually very realistic. First off, how should I put this? In terms of his character in general, he's not the type of character who, like the Shinji, who will just go on whine about fucking everything. In fact, in this series, he's whined very little. Okay, at least in these first 5 episodes. But his reaction was so fucking realistic, because Migi was constantly trying to tell Shinichi that that's not his mother. That's a fucking parasite. And he didn't want to accept that. He was basically living in denial at that point. And I think most people probably would. Okay. I mean, first off, he obviously, in general, has a lot of love for his mother, but also there's the fact of the regret that he faced about hurting his mother's hand, which made him love her even more and feel indebted to her even more, wanting to apologize to her formally. I mean, obviously his mind just couldn't take this, okay? No matter what Migi said, he kept trying to shut Migi up. He actually began to took a knife, like a butcher knife, and started cutting into his arm a little bit, threatening to cut Migi off. I actually thought he was gonna do it. I actually thought he was gonna go all the way through and just lob his fucking arm off, but no, he just cut in a little bit, some blood dropped, and then he stopped. I'm not sure if it was because of the pain or if that was just like an idle threat or something to try to get Miki to shut up. Okay, but then the episode ends with the parasite that's controlling his mother stabbing him through the fucking chest. I'm not sure if it actually struck his heart or not, but stabbing him through the fucking chest. And even though he has a parasite, he's still human. So that must fucking hurt. Obviously he's not gonna die because he's the main goddamn character, but still, like, one of the douchiest fucking cliffhangers I think I've ever seen. Probably the douchiest cliffhanger I've seen this season so far. Okay, because that cliffhanger was just, goddamn, so fucking asinine. Seriously. Oh my god. I need to take a drink real quick. Hold on. Oh man. So yeah, so that cliffhanger, really fucking, an asshole cliffhanger, and because of that, I really can't wait till the next episode. Okay. So yeah, so what else happened in this episode? Well, we got basically a gang war, I'm guessing. It's like, there was this gang who was beating up one of Shinichi's friends, I forget what his name is, and Shinichi stepped in and got the shit beat out of him. Luckily, though, the girl who was with them, and I forget what her name is, but I want to talk about her in a sec, okay? But the girl with him finally, after some struggle, got them to stop beating up those two. And then later on in the episode, a lot of Shinichi's friends ended up, including the one guy they were beating up before, ended up coming to his rescue when they were starting to beat up Shinichi and that one chick that's always hanging around him. I don't remember what her name is. Basically his love interest. and just started beating the shit out of this douchebag gang. And I really wish I could have actually seen the fights, because seeing them get the shit beaten out of them would have been so fucking amazing. Like, it was really fun just to know that it happened, but if we would have got to see it, if we would have got to see it, it would have been so much better, I think, really. Well, there's my complaint for the episode. I guess I had to think of something. Okay, so yeah, and we do get a little bit more romance development, I guess, because Shinichi and the one chick ends up going back to his house so that she can treat his wounds and whatnot. And even although Shinichi offers her to stay the night because his parents aren't home, we all know why, then she says no, she'll go home. And now that other chick, I don't remember what her name is once again, but she's the one who was hanging out with those bullies, basically. Okay? And she's a very suspicious and mysterious character. Even Migi tells Shinichi to stay as far away from her as possible, because he basically says that even though his other friend, I don't remember her name, he used her by name, he referred to her by name though, is quite perceptive. Compared to her, it's nothing. She's actually on a whole nother level now, and stay as far away from her as possible. Now this could mean a multitude of things. Maybe she has a parasite herself. Maybe she doesn't, but she actually knows about the parasites. Or maybe she's so fucking intelligent that she's able to tell that exactly what's going on with him, or at least getting pretty damn close just by observing him. Maybe she's like on a whole nother level, like beyond human intelligence, maybe. Even though she's appears to be human, maybe she's human, but she's a rare case where she's beyond like normal human intelligence, so she's able to do that. Those are my three theories based on that, but she's definitely going to be important later on. I truly believe that she is going to be very important later on. Okay. Anyways, though, other than that, that's really all that happened in the episode, but the episode was great. Best episode in the series so far, seriously. We are, like, the series has been dark for the first 4 episodes, but this episode is really when it started getting into really dark territory. Like, the dark themes are finally starting to come out in this episode. Okay, and I am loving every single fucking second of it. God, it's so fucking good. So fucking good. Seriously. Oh my god. As for other things, the art's great as always. The animation's really fucking amazing and fluid. The music, I fucking love the dubstep used in this series. It's so good. And just overall, this was an amazing episode, okay? Like, really, I can't find any complaints here. Again, except for the joke I made about, not being able to see those douchebags actually get beat up all the way. Obviously, they did that sick time, because they obviously wanted this douchebag cliffhanger ending here. But, I made a joke about that because I really can't think of any complaints with this episode. It was so fucking good. And I cannot wait for next week's episode. So, if you have yet to see this week's episode of Parasyte, then I definitely recommend it. I thought it was amazing. And yeah, best episode in the series so far to me. So anyways, overall, hope you enjoyed this review, guys. See you after you guys. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.